goes, but Buck is actually the first to go. Chaos not wanting to deal with the great Buck play we saw from Rogue on the previous map, so we're not going to see that Rogue skin this map, I guess, after all.
Unfortunate. And there goes Maverick from Rogue. I imagine their next ban will be Clash, just to follow suit. Don't think anyone really wants to deal with the new operators after what we saw yesterday. That was a bit of a nightmare. And Chaos to round it out. Mira.
There it is.
We can bet on that. Yeah. Maybe a Maestro after Easily's play, but most likely Mira.
This was the map defined by Mira, so I think it's very likely, yeah. Although you never know, it could surprise us. Valkyrie is also very good on this map.
Echo.
Well, there we go.
So we have a Mira coming through, ladies and gentlemen. We are groundbreaking here. We are setting trends. We have a border with a Mira. I don't remember the last time I saw this.
It's happened a few times. I've even seen it once where it wasn't banned and didn't even get played. That was the weirdest. Just teams get so used to not having it anymore.
True. Everyone is practicing without it. The Lion left through as well. Interesting. Yeah, that Buck ban from Chaos. I'm a little curious about it. I understand it, but I mean, really, there's other ways to attack border. You don't just have to go underneath with a Buck.
Yeah, very true.
Versus something like a Lion coming through that's going to be ever-present and omnipresent. No way to counter it.
Well, we'll see how this first round is going to go down. See if Chaos can do something to stop some of that bleeding you mentioned earlier. They are going to be starting on the defense, and they have that Mira, so they have some advantage here to be able to potentially take this first round. They can obviously start on a good bomb side as well. So this is their round to lose, I think, at this point. They really need to play this well. But again, Rogue know how to play this very well as well, and they also get to bring the Lion now, not being banned because it was mostly just focused on stopping their Buck play, which means they're just going to depend on something like Zofia to be able to do the play from below, and I don't think that's going to be a big change up for them. I don't know if the Buck was really the right ban here, but that will offer some opportunity to try and take advantage of the other walls, but we saw how good they can be on Sledge, although this time it's not Eclipse playing Sledge. Nonetheless, I don't know. I don't know if Chaos made the right choice on their operator bans. Letting through that Lion might really backfire on them here.
Well, this is an old setup. I don't think we've seen a CCTV mirror hold in a very long time.
You haven't had much opportunity to.
No, mirror always getting banned out, and I mean, this is an interesting setup. There's no castles being brought out from Chaos, which are usually more indicative of trying to hold CCTV for an extended period of time, but you can kind of tuck away inside of the half wall in CC and survive inside of the cubby, especially with a mirror and a punch hole in the ground. And it's Renewal's playing it with the Alda, so unlimited ammo to spray down the long hallway.
I mean, this is not unusual at all. It's a very predictable play, but I like how he's combining it with the mirror window and the open soft wall next to him in terms of the big hole. So they're going to be very distracted in terms of peeking that, and it's actually very risky to peek it in the first place, but then peeking it with someone peeking that small hole, that hallway is pretty much a death trap at that point.
Yeah, we don't see too many times. We saw it momentarily from Cloud9 every once in a while, push down the main hallway, but for the most part, when going for the office wall they would just rip open trip wall on office and push through there, or come through like Archives window or something like that.
Well, it looks like office is going to be the push-in. Rather than going for the mirror window, because they put the one in CCTV, rather than going for one on the Fountains wall, instead they've decided to rip open the Fountains wall, be able to fight that from inside. That could backfire on them, but you know, it could also work in their favor. Could see Eclipse with the old grenades down the chimney, as I like to call it, to try and catch anyone there, but no one's in position yet for him to do that. But I do like that he is ready to do that if they can take advantage of that to help with this office push.
Opening up trip walls, it's been fully reinforced by Chaos. Will be the Habano Super. So again, he's back on that breach roll on attack. Coming downstairs, Crypts running straight into the line of Eclipse. They're going back and forth, but Crypts with a snapshot on 1 HP. He's gonna stay alive. Dropping Echo, easily falls in the flurry as well. It's down to a 3v5 for Rogue early on. A punch hole in the ground from secretly inside a break room is gonna drop Shuttle. It's all up to Slash and Super. Slash going for the clear downstairs. Still has to deal with Crypts. 2 HP trying to play the front door. Turns the corner, ADS holding the bottom of metal stairs, slowly peeking. That's gonna be an easy kill for Crypts. A 1v5 for Super to battle out of, and that's not going to go well for him outside of the Archives balcony.
Yeah, definitely, especially the least things opened up possible at this point for them to get some kind of advantage. Super's gonna have to just get really lucky to even get a few kills here, especially with the nerf to the Bearing 9. But he's certainly going to try. He's definitely not going to give up on this round. Going to make sure at least he does his dead family proud there. Well, at least the Claymore picks up one, but unfortunately it's not enough to save his life.
Crypts still on 2 HP for the remainder of that round. Just to run out front door, avoiding the Claymores. And drops down Super repelled on the locker sandwich window. So Chaos, like I said, you couldn't start poorly. they don't start poorly. They come out with a almost a 5-0 in the first round.
Well, that was the round they had the most things working out in their favor. So we'll see how they do from here. But I'm glad they capitalized on it. It wasn't a round that they lost despite all their advantages. You see the joy on the young faces of future Siege fans here. That's great to see. I hope we'll see him continue to come to future events as he gets older.
Absolutely. Customs defense, immediate surprise.
This better work, or I'm calling it a definite mistake. This is a bomb site with very few wins, I'd say over the last year at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have the mirror though, so they have something that can work in their favor with this, but it's still so risky they're not even going to play it. So
what are you doing?
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for this one round.
I will say, the only thing I can see Chaos doing here when they're not trying to go for a mirror, I mean, I look at the roaming potential on the board for Chaos, is they've shown a propensity to want to go for an extended heavy roam on Clubhouse on match number 1. This could be the same setup here. They're reinforcing the customs hatch as well, which makes me think they have no intention of trying to hold CCTV. They're probably going to go for an extended roam and just try and cover as much map as possible and repel the entry of Rogue, because that's been a problem as well on Clubhouse. When Rogue was attacking, they got in the building extremely quickly. They got stranglehold map control quite early on.
Well, last round was definitely a good show of denying exactly that. They denied pretty much all the entry. The only thing they were able to get into was offices and got killed almost immediately after. So yeah, that was a good example. When they can do that, you see them getting a little cheeky with the camera peek there. It might have gotten spotted, but they did. He at least got the camera out. Hopefully the drone didn't see where he placed it. I hope that's not going to be used for a run out. That is such a risky play, but you never know. That might be exactly what catches Rogue off guard. But they've got to know they saw the door getting open. They're going to be prepared for that run out. So that camera may have ended up being somewhat worthless in the end.
Slash immediately went in and droned it himself, and he knows exactly where the there we go. Knows exactly where the camera is. Going to dispatch that quite easily. Speaking of, going to be breaching open, attempting to breach open detention wall, an impact trick from Red Groove at the top of the arches. More pellets coming in. I believe that's still in range if Red Groove can hit the top of the arch. Launching it out, and there we go. That's another set of pellets off the board. They still have the Thermite and Super, but they're going to need that elsewhere. Easily could have been going for hatches instead, and he's going to waste 2 sets of X-Kairos on the detention wall just to get a peek hole instead of anything that could open up and actually walk through.
Well, at least he knows for sure they weren't going to be able to impact it a third time unless they had another play with impact. So, you know, his ability to count to 2 paying off from right there. Thankfully, he had 3 X-Kairos, so he comes out a little bit advantage. But like you said, that's a lot of wasted utility, and he definitely knows the positioning of Red Groove. So hopefully he can do some pinching there. But Eclipse at least managing to get inside the map here, but he's struggling to get any further than the Tellers here.
Eclipse vaulting out of Tellers and heading towards waiting room. Angling and will join shuttle at the top of East Stairs. Midway through the round, and Rogue still trying to find just an access point really to get towards the objective. This roam clear, while it isn't vertical, it's extremely horizontal. They have almost the entirety of the first floor covered on the roam. Bandit charges on the passport check wall. I do not think Super was expecting this. He's just kind of walking around in passport, easily out of X-Kairos pellets as well, so they would have to ask Super to go upstairs with a minute remaining to grab the custom sash if they wanted any control there. Eclipse above workshop as well, above the server hatch being pulsed out by Secretly. Been launching Nitro Cell if he stands still a little too long. Opening up the floor to try and dispel Secretly from his position, and looking down, Eclipse just misses the Valkyrie. Renewals get tagged in the backside once, as Renewals will back out through the rotation from ventilation. He's actually going front door now. Very aggressive play, very confident play, knowing the holes above.
Well, at least the Rogue are able to get a lot more map control this time. You mentioned that earlier being a little bit of a struggle in the previous round, so this is going more in Rogue's favor, but 30 seconds left and they have yet to find a kill, and the batteries are still going to deny their entry to Passport. This is working out against them, and there we go. Fantastic play by Secretly. He's taking a lot of damage, but absolutely worth it getting that kill. That is, I mean, obviously those hard breaches not being a factor anymore for him, but Thermite's still alive. That's the next pick they need to get. However, a nice flank there coming out. We'll take another one down.
Eclipse falls, and so will Super. They all fall in tandem coming into the passport check wall. It finally got opened up, and wow, Shuttle missing a lot of shots there behind the metal barricade. Snookin will clean it up with the SMG-11, and Chaos. Much better roaming potential that we've seen here on Border than we ever saw on Clubhouse.
And that's what I was saying, is I feel like that was their strength on Clubhouse that they were not capitalizing on. We're seeing it here, and it's working out so good. They are just dismantling Rogue. Well, I mean, it's only 2 rounds, but I was going to say every round, because they're pretty much going 5 alive the entire time on most of it. I mean, yeah, they're maybe losing 1, but it's still towards the very end, and they're getting so many kills, so many picks on this. And I'm glad I gave them the benefit of the doubt on that round because they absolutely pulled it off. They did a fantastic job defending customs, despite, as we were saying, not using mirror, which they're going to bring down to ventilation. They're also going to be bringing that Maestro and renewals again, so that should be a good play here. There's the first Glaz, though, coming out from Slash, who's been kind of flexing around in different roles as well. So we'll see if that works out for him. Last time that Sledge didn't do a ton for him, so Eclipse is going to go back on it. Hopefully Slash can pull off Glaz. We've seen him play quite a bit of Glaz in the past, so that's not unusual for him. Occasionally he'll miss a few of those shots, though, that can be critical, so hopefully he's got a steady hand today, but the recoil being pretty much null on Glaz right now, it does mean he's in a good position to potentially do some serious damage since it's not banned.
Yeah, the fire rate's still cranked from the older update, and now with the new recoil changes in Grim Sky, it's definitely a favorable weapon to use.
Yeah.
The castle barricades coming out on secretly for Chaos, pretty indicative of a standard downstairs holding ventilation. They're also castling off the waiting room double door, but not reinforcing the teller's wall. That's been a newer strategy that we've seen come out from a lot of teams, is fully reinforcing that 3 wall from tellers to bathroom hallway and castling off the double door.
Well, we'll see. They are not bringing extra smokes here on Rogue, which seems like maybe a little bit of an oversight in terms of not being able to fully utilize the Glaz outside of his own smokes, which means they might be relying on more of a spread out in terms of using their operators, not necessarily depending on, oh, we're just going to push Glaz and put everything into that basket. They're definitely going to, they've got quite a few soft breachers. They've got the ability to do the hard breach along with a Thatcher to open things up. The question is, are they going to go for a top floor push and clear that first, or are they just going to say, you know what, we're just going to sweep the bottom and see how we can do there?
Everyone's circling around outside. It's the entry that's it was much swifter last time for Rogue, but once they had the entry, they just couldn't build upon it. It was everyone in, but nowhere to go. This time looks they want to go for a collective clear, and they're going to have to deal with Armory, a much easier and more repetitive thing that you've practiced taking before. Bandits and a mirror on the wall, not surprising, he's going to be secretly playing it. And a lot of stacking outside of CCTV as well. Very indicative one coming through CC as well. So lots of clear potential here for Rogue to be able to push through aggressively and brute force their way through the Armory wall. They just have to be wary of the flanks, because we've seen this roam game now in consecutive rounds from Chaos be detrimental to Rogue's pushes. They're doing a good job of taking map control, but they spread out so much that they end up being taken advantage of by those roamers. Maybe they can cluster and cover each other with a bit more flank watch this time. I think if they can, the roamers won't be as much of a problem. But they also have to take 2 different floors, and that's going to be problematic. Impact just missing the evil eye of Maestro's Renewal's Maestro on the half-wall pillar. So you still have a 5v5, again, midway through the round, and that Impact gets caught by an ADS, so they can't open metal detector doorway either. Shuttle is just not having much luck with those impacts today. It's vaulting back and forth on that CCTV wall towards the Armory balcony. It looks like everyone from Rogue are starting to look for a rotate now. Eclipse has already gone in detention, easily joining him outside the front door, as is Slash, and all of Rogue seemingly have surrendered this idea of pushing top floor. It's just Shuttle alone holding the rotates to get it down. Renewals unable to finish Mops in the middle of a battle, 2 HP up against the remaining defenders, and now Castle secretly is actually going to be able to make it over and pick up Renewals, revive him. 50 seconds left. We're still in a 5v5. Shuttle on 2 HP holding flank. And it's going to be the last 4 attackers for Rogue, all just trying to file in through the front door and push ventilation.
Well, this is definitely looking like it could be too desperate of a push, but they have the Glaz still to take advantage of, but Smoke is countering him. He can still at least use to peek through that smoke, but it means he can't push in. They did manage to sneak in a plant during that, though. Well played by Rogue.
Trips drops Eclipse, but Shuttle's going to trade it right back on his secretly upstairs, still holding that flank. The smoke canister going to backslash off momentarily. Spotted the diffuser and slashing a lot of damage on a run out from detention and can't land the shots into the running out defender, but 2 for Rogue. Shuttle easily jumping in, and there's the TK, but easily recovers. 3 for him in total. Crips now 30 HP, going for a long run out the front door. He's able to drop easily. It's all up to Shuttle, who's upstairs, needs to be covering from above. There's plenty of time to stick the defuse, and Shuttle will grab it through the floorboards. Crips falls, a wonderful volley and try for the retake there for Chaos. Unfortunate TK for easily.
Yeah, that could almost cost them the round there, especially when it came down to that 1v1, but great coverage from above. It's interesting that they finally managed to take that top floor despite how long the Shuttle spent doing it. Still actually pulled it off because of the fact that they went to take that bottom floor, distracted a little bit, so they were able to say, you know what, now that you're distracted fighting downstairs, I'm just going to take advantage of that and finally take upstairs. And I think that was a really smart play, and sneaking in that plant, very well executed by Rogue, and what looked a little desperate desperate at first.
It did look very desperate. It looked like we've lost way too much utility. We have 0 progress through 2 minutes of trying to get through this armory wall. We downed a guy and he got right back up. Like, we have no crossfire. We have no entry anywhere else by like archives or, I don't know, locker sandwich window or anything. Like, there was just nothing. It was the full focus on the armory wall and that's it. So they all bail, they head downstairs, and a good tack break here for Rogue, kind of again reorganize themselves, sort themselves out, and really just try to refocus, because those first 2 rounds look rough.
Maybe it's the case of just Rangers seeing that and saying, like, you know what, you guys are playing too individual, you're getting taken advantage of by roamers. You guys should be able to take these attacks. You guys are coordinated, you know what you're doing. You just need to stop spreading yourselves out, cover each other better, do a little bit more flank watch, and make the kinds of calls you did towards the end of that round where you actually adapted well. If they could do that, I think they could start sweeping back here. And we could see this where Rogue starts on a tear again, unless Chaos can absolutely continue to be unpredictable and catch them off guard.
3 rounds in, it's a 2-1 lead for Chaos currently, but Rogue picking up a little bit of momentum on that last round, able to make the mid-round call properly and find their footing a little bit, not dropping the 3-0 lead. Very, very fundamental and monumental for their success later on, obviously.
Well, we are seeing that glass come out again from Slash this time, but they're bringing a Capita with it.
So more smoke potential, yeah.
Absolutely, I think there's some potential for a good take on this. We saw, I think that glass was pivotal to that plant working last time as well. So I think that's a good call. I think Slash did a fine job on that, despite getting team killed running across the window carelessly. He probably could have found a better way to cross that window. But either way, they did win that round, and I think they can capitalize on that play again this round. But Renewals has got the Evil Eyes, which are going to be able to potentially see through that smoke if he places them in that way. If not, you know, at least they still have the mirror to fall back on, and hopefully Smoke himself can do a good job this time and maybe not give too much advantage to Glaz in using that. They are going to go with some deployable shields as well to be able to try and hold fountains better. So we'll see if they can pull that off. They have the Bandit to be able to deny it as well, but no Thatcher this time coming out from Rogue.
No, it was easily who 6 picked off the Thatcher to the sledge. Interesting call there. I mean, we've seen the Thatcher work wonders for at least, if not getting rid of Bandit charges, which is probably your primary objective. Getting rid of the ADS is launch some frag grenades in, but obviously to acquire the frag grenades, you need to 6 pick off the Thatcher to get the sledge. So trade-offs there for utility. Yeah. And it looks like Rogue as well as Chaos have swapped up their mindset on this particular round. They do not want to go for the office push again. Everyone lining up to go for that armory wall, which is kind of concerning considering how poorly they tried to take the armory wall last round when it wasn't even the objective.
Look at the damage on that Bandit, though. If they could manage to finish him off, they could get that wall open easily. And that was probably a case of Shuttle just catching him with one of his grenades from below. If he's, no, it didn't look like he used any. It might have been a case of even just a well-timed grenade, perhaps from Easily there, who's used one of his frag grenades already. But either way, that's a good start for them. However, they have not completely got rid of him yet, which means they need to do a little bit more work. They need to take control of this bottom floor, and there is someone playing downstairs from Chaos they need to take out towards the bathroom side. If they can do so, I think this could be another round. There we go. Well done, and that is the Bandit down. So now they can start to get that wall open. They don't have a Thermite to do so, but I'm sure they're going to be able to open it just fine with Hibana. They're just double checking with the drone to make sure it's going to stay clear. And a good start, a little bit of a slow one, but a good one for Rogue.
Grips giving away his position now will be droned out in the main hallway, and as he rotates back to the workshop door, it's Easily who's just missing the rotate in from main lobby hallway. Easy's now going to drone it himself, make sure he's not finding him 3 feet away in CCTV, which is a very good thing to double check. Grips still maneuvering back and forth. 60 seconds remaining. Grips finally being spotted. He's the lone roamer, and he's coming back out. Knows he's been droned. He's going to try and take the engagement as well, as he doesn't have a nitro cell, so I guess, yeah, take the engagement as much as possible. The rest of the push still filing in through the armory wall, but this battle between Easily and Crips, it's the waiting game, and it really should be on Easily to try and push and be aggressive, turning the corner and drops him easily on the turn. 5v3 now for Rogue as they try and assemble some kind of aggression through the armory wall. They haven't gotten it opened up with the Hibana of Super. They're just have to smoke this and go for the plant through the doorway. Everyone's gonna rush in. All the smoke canisters being dumped. 30 seconds ticking down in the smoke canisters from smoke and reciprocation. They're 2 men down, but they have utility to stall out for a long, long time. Rule's holding metal detector, and Stucken's gonna drop easily for the first one on Chaos's side. Still time ticking down. The asphyxiating bolts being launched in the smoke canister, Slash into Eclipse and Super all file in at once and drop one of their own. It's Rogue coming back.
A much more coordinated execute in terms of actually playing together as a team that time, covering each other, not getting taken advantage of. I think that tactical timeout did exactly what it needed to in terms of refocusing Rogue on what their strengths are and absolutely playing to that round. I would say that was nearly a flawless round. It was just, I mean, they burned a little bit of time, but they burned the time being careful, and they made sure to execute on that. It was a little bit of a struggle in the actual push itself because of Renewals playing smart with the deployable shields and taking advantage, of course, the smoke that they had to deny things out and do a little bit of damage to glass. But you saw some good plays by Slash there towards the end, managing to hit his shots, and there wasn't a whole lot you could do against a push like that. So they're going to try customs again, and this is where I'm not sure it's going to work the second time. I feel like, yeah, you had the element of surprise. You played it very well. But after that tactical timeout and the refocus from Rogue, this might be maybe an easy win here for them if they're able to take this again. And then that leads into more rounds for Rogue at that point.
My biggest shock is the lack of thermite we've seen coming out from Rogue last 2 rounds. No thermite on the board, just a Hibana for Super.
Hasn't been terrible though.
No, what I'm concerned about is the obsession and just concentration from Rogue for trying to get detention while open. I get the point of trying to make a peek hole, and you know, if Maverick was in play, then maybe we'd see that utilized more. But when Chaos are employing this completely horizontal roam game, I don't see the advantage in trying to press horizontally. They had the ability to grab vertical control, but I believe it was just Eclipse who went upstairs last time when attacking customs.
Well, the upside of taking detention though is you can pinch off people trying to rotate around back into the customs itself and trying to take advantage of playing in there, for sure. But it gives you also the possibility to try and deny anyone who's on that wall trying to continue to like bandit trick or anything on Passport in case they're going to try and stick that wall, because they need to get Passport open to really, that's usually the main take. Obviously you want to get CCTV as well, but if you can get Passport wall open, very easy to sneak in and plant and control from there, which they were not really able to do last time. You know, so I can kind of understand that, but yeah, you're right. It was too much commitment of utility for something that didn't really pay off.
Well, I also just want to see Rogue go for a full vertical take instead. I mean, if you can grab CCTV control because they're not holding it, rip open the hatch with 1 set of X-Kairos pellets and wait for the flanks. I mean, it's proven now that when Rogue are in position and can hold the flank, it's not them having to be the aggressors, that Chaos will expose themselves and get heavily aggressive in engagements. Renewal's playing the top of Metal as Eclipse turns the corner. Holographic sight on the Para, probably a good call considering the close range engagements we've seen so far. He's going to drone it out himself behind half wall.
Well, we'll see if they're able to get the map control they had in the past and actually cover properly with Flank Watch. This time I like the drone placements to make sure. And that's actually going to push Renewals off. So good plays so far. They're managing to control these roamers and push them back, which is exactly what they needed to do. That was the problem last time. But it's the late round that I worry about, where they start to do those late round rotates. And nice plays by Crips like that are going to deny some of this map control, but at least they have CCTV.
Losing the Twitch, not the end of the world, looking up for the kill holes on the floor, and Super's going to be breaching this open now on Passport check wall after they opened up the CCTV hatch. Secretly going to grab another one though onto Eclipse. Secretly is down to about 1 HP in the back, and Slash missing the shots with the glass. Super though is going to grab one! What a flick by Slash! Now spraying in from above, it's a volley for Rogue. 3 kills in 5 seconds. And they continue the onslaught as they try to press down. That top control being monumental for Rogue as they push.
Well, this is definitely a great position for Rogue to be in. That flick from Slash definitely changed things around a lot, but like you said, the flurry of kills out there, just definitely doing it. And a minute left is more than enough time to continue this take, especially since they were able to get control of that Passport wall. The Bandit unable to do his job, and now Dead, of course, not going to be doing anything from here. They're going to go for the smoke and start for this plant here with Slash Hug to control it. However, he's got to land the shot. Shuttle, though, doing a fantastic job of controlling it. This is just going to come down to Snook and dying. Just nothing accomplished from there, and that was a much better take. That was what I expected from Rogue the first time. That's what that tactical break did for them. Fantastic job. This is going much back in the favor of Rogue, and I feel bad for Chaos at this point.
That was a round destined to be lost for Rogue that they've clawed back from the jaws of defeat. That was incredible. A wonderful shot there by Slash after missing 4, I will say. It looked ugly there for a minute.
I thought he flicks, gets the kill, comes back, and the body's still falling.
Yep.
Well, we'll see how they go on their defenses, though, as we switch sides on the halftime here. This is where things could change around. We could see a coordinated attack, but coordinated attacks don't seem to be the strength of Chaos. This is they were playing to their strength on defense, but unfortunately they lost 3 of those rounds. They did not come out ahead on that, and this is where Rogue get to go into their strength again as well. Some fantastic defenses, and they're going to start on vents to throw things off a little bit. That I like the IQ switch to try and counter Pulse, but guess what? He 6-pick off his Pulse as well, so I'm not sure that they're going to get a great value out of that. Nonetheless, I think this is a round that's probably going to favor Rogue.
Dude, I want to call out Super again. This is like the 7th or 8th op he's played.
And
he is all over the board.
I got to give credit to, he's not dying early most of the time. He's staying alive even into the late rounds that they're losing.
I'm impressed by Super. I think there were a lot of question marks surrounding him, like you said. Hasn't been in Pro League for, what, almost a year now? And 8 kills for Shuttle just top of the board right now. He's leading Rogue, but it's not like anyone else in the team isn't doing their work.
But I mean, I wanted to put that up because you're talking about Super coming in and doing a good job, but Shuttle, you know, maybe we're not pointing him out enough because he is absolutely stepping up.
Well, I think we come to expect that from Shuttle, and maybe that's unfair,
We're taking him for granted.
Yeah, we're taking him for granted. We come to expect this. We've seen amazing plays from before, and I don't know, I wanted to point out Super because there were a lot of question marks. We knew what Shuttle was. He's a known quantity. Super has been question marks for a lot of people for a long time now, and I'm impressed by his versatility, his teamwork, his pacing as well. He's not getting over-aggressive. He's not frag hunting.
No, and that's what I mean. Like, that's why I wanted to point out him staying alive because, you know, you worry about, like, is he going to get over-aggressive? Is he going to try to play too much solo? But the fact that he's staying alive a long time and doing his jobs speaks to his ability to play calm with the team, and I think that is good going forward for Rogue in this tournament.
Yeah, also, it may sound stupid that we're pointing out that staying alive long is a good thing to be commended for.
It is when you're on defense.
Trust me, there are a lot of people out there who don't have that innate ability to not frag hunt, and it separates you from being a good player or a maybe rank star.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see, though. Things could turn around here for Chaos, but unfortunately, it's not likely. They're actually going to go with a Thermite Heavy breach instead of going with Habana. Also, something you were pointing out earlier. We'll see how that works out in terms of castle barricades, because Habana is useful in terms of opening up those castle barricades. I assume they were expecting to be attacking Arsenal first, so I think Rogue might have actually thrown them off a little bit.
It's like 2 ships passing in the night without really even noticing each other right now. It's like a 4-man hold for Rogue topside and a 4-man push horizontally on the first floor for Chaos. Just completely separate areas of the map entirely.
Well, they're not finding each other, so I guess that's it's working out for defense.
Stuck and holding the top of these stairs, waiting for rotations, but it's Renewal starting things off on the attacking side, dropping easily, repelled upside down outside of radio window.
Well, it's just Castle. That is not the most important kill to get early on, but that one is certainly going to be impactful. That's the smoke going down. So
it's because we talked about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super. It's because we talked about it.
Yeah, we cursed him. I'm sorry. We hexed you for this round.
Seth.
At least you weren't the first death.
There you go. So once again, Rogue in a 3v5, but they battle back. The SMG-11 from the fountain area behind the mirror from Shuttle brings it back to a 1-man deficit. Eclipse playing in the small office, looking down through the hatch. As I said, Chaos going for this horizontal push mainly. They did bring one of their attackers down from downstairs up to the office push, but now once again they've all stacked down below. They're going for this, I guess, the same panic push that we saw Rogue go for on the ventilation, but they have this castle barricade standing in the way, and secretly is just slug boying his way through the main lobby towards the workshop door. They keep running back and forth. They're so indecisive. They can't pick door where they want to go through.
And it's unfortunate for them they lost Sledge first, because that's a good counter to those castle barricades. At least they have Sophia left to open those.
Shots from Eclipse not going to land, and now they're rushing immediately in from Secretly. He's going to rush right underneath Eclipse. I don't know if he is aware of it now. Spraying down, that's going to be diffuser lost and level man count now. A Nitro Cell being launched through the floor or just outside, can't really tell from Slash. On the mirror, oh, what a shot by Eclipse to the wall. Trying to come in and recover the diffuser now. He grabs inside of ventilation, it's Crypt. It tries to escape to the main stairs, but it's not going to land. Raggroove with the diffuser inside the back of Workshop. He's going to get down, finished off by Eclipse. Rogue with 4 straight.
That definitely looked like it could have gone the way of Chaos at the beginning with those 2 initial kills, but man, again, much like we saw in Clubhouse, it doesn't matter if you get those initial kills on Rogue on defense. They seem to always be able to keep their core alive when it comes to site defense, and that's always a struggle. Again, they got in too many 1v1s, although Eclipse had some great plays there in terms of turning things around, but again, it was playing kind of, I mean, he wasn't on site, but he was playing for site there in terms of playing above it. And it's just they can't seem to find the picks to be able to start to kind of whittle away at the site players or the people that are holding that site together. And that's always going to be the struggle. You can kill as many people externally as you want, but if you cannot penetrate the core, it's not going to matter round after round after round again. And that put Rogues firmly in the driver's seat for 2-0 here.
Yeah. I was gonna make a bad joke, but I don't want to get
roasted
on Twitch.
Please.
No, we're not gonna go there.
That's what we're here for.
Round number 7 starting underway. Rogue dropped the first 2 to Chaos, and then finally they find their footing. They win 4 in a row, and they're 2 rounds away from locking out Chaos and moving on. This is a good position to be in. They're back upstairs into Armory lockers, and I think things are going pretty well here for Rogue on their second defensive attempt. I really like the fact that Mira has stayed through. Now Super swapping to the Mira instead of the smoke. So, I mean, we're just going to list off half the ops in the game, and Super's going to have played them at one point in this match.
He's definitely filling
Yeah.
His role right now. They're all just whatever they need him to do. And you know, he's doing it well. So I mean, it's not like he isn't familiar with the ops in this game. Everyone at this level has played everything.
But coming into a new team where you don't know how they specifically want that operator to be played, because everyone has a different variation.
To be fair though, he has played in Pro League, and I think everyone in Pro League, especially in NA, knows the other teams fairly well. So I don't think it's a case where he's like, I don't know how Rogue play. How will I fit in? It's like, all right, just let me know what you guys want me to do, and I know how to play roles.
Well, that's not going to help the mirror situation.
Unfortunate timing, yeah. Well, either way, though, that is still like, they can still shoot through that. That hallway's still going to be a problem because of that ACOG on the LMG. He's also got the ADS there to stop him from being grenaded out. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, but it was a nice early play by the Twitch. And good on Renewals, I believe it is, playing that to get that early open. We'll see, though, if Snookin's going to try and take advantage of that window being open. So I don't think Easley's going to give him the chance to do that, because Easley is such a solid player. I don't think he's going to make some sloppy mistakes on that, but at least it gives him something to do here. Again, though, they struggled to get a foothold on the site. We'll see if they get some of those early picks that they have been able to do.
Being aggressive with the Alda, just trying to pre-fire in multiple directions. He's being collapsed upon from every possible route here from Chaos.
Well, that's what they need to do.
Prone now, the concussions coming in, flashbangs as well. And the vault in from Red Groove spraying wildly, but it's Eclipse gonna win that out. Traded out immediately by Crips with the CZ75 shuttle and slash volley back in. It's a 4v2. Easley's been downed, unrecoverable right now in the main hallway.
He's bait now.
He is bait. It's going to be a 3v2 right now as Snookin finishes him off.
Unfortunate. Well, he had a good play there, but again, this is those early picks that are not paying off, especially since they lost 3 of their own. Thermite himself on low HP might not even be able to get that wall open in this case because of the window on it. He's still just going to play to fight the half wall instead. Seems like a mistake. There is C4 to throw over. There's 2 grenades to come out from the sledge as well. This is still Rogue at a huge advantage here, but plenty of utility from Chaos to try and counter. As I say that, of course, there goes the Thermite, and there's the C4. Unfortunately, does not land on anyone, but this is a tough fight for Snookin, who loses it thanks to the utility ITA shotgun.
Just absolute desperation coming out from Chaos. The easy way I can explain that round.
Yeah. Well, this is looking like a similar scoreline to what we saw last map. So far, that 5-2 looking like it's going towards that 6-2. I think we are going to see a timeout here from Chaos, which is maybe a little late at this point in terms of trying to stop, as we like to say, the bleeding.
Yeah.
As this is potentially their last round. At least, though, this is not the losers bracket. They don't go home off this; they go down to the losers bracket. So they get a second chance, but after such a great 2-0 sweep for them yesterday, looks like they're on the receiving end of that today. If things continue this way. Could see them maybe eke back one more round as they rethink things, but it's Rogue. You know, they had a couple bad rounds at the start. It looks like that tactical timeout did exactly what they needed to. They recollected themselves, they're refocused, and I haven't really seen them falter since then.
No, and it's just pure desperation coming out from Chaos. You see Red Groove jumping in the CCTV window, clearly had no call of where anyone was playing, just hectically sprays every single possible angle he can pre-fire and still loses to Eclipse. What are you doing, boys? Like, drone something out. You have 3 minutes on the board. Use that utility. It's at your disposal. You have plenty of time to be able to drone things out and take a push properly. You already ejected the mirror looking down hallway. You had him pinched out. He tried to escape. Like, what is going on, man? It's just, they're jumping the gun on everything right now, and they really do. They look like they're fighting for their lives right now. They don't want to go down this early.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously you don't want to. At least they have a second chance to lose this bracket. But yeah, they obviously had such strength yesterday. You feel like, oh, you know, we can do it. We've done it. We beat another team 2-0. And now they're just like, well, what's happening to us? And Bathroom Teller is coming out here from Rogue. This should be fun.
I like it, especially with the Mira in play.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a customs attempt from them. Which is, I think, a good idea. They've got the castle, which is a good part of that as well. But then the 6th pick to Twitch there.
From Twitch?
We saw that work out. Yeah, from Twitch to Twitch is going to be a good surprise.
No one's going to see it coming.
Nope. Crips, though, you got to say, he's not slacking. With 10 kills. He's matching what we're seeing from Shuttle on Rogue, so there is that.
Yeah, it's a tale of 2 fraggers, but it's also the coordination and the chemistry, like we talked about. You know, I think we've beat it to death now. We've talked about it ad nauseum now for Chaos. Just the synergy is not there in comparison to a team like Rogue. Like,
absolutely,
they are a good team, Rogue is just clearly a better team overall in probably every facet right now.
I think Chaos's best opportunity was to take advantage of the roster changes, but I don't think that's happening at all. I think the roster's working out just fine for Rogue, and they're doing a great job with it. You know, they just maybe got a little ahead of themselves at the beginning of Order, but once they sorted that out, it's not been a problem for them, and Chaos just are not sorting out what they're doing wrong, it seems.
So, backs against the wall, trying to keep themselves alive here, at least in the winner's bracket. Propel us to overtime on map number 2. It'd be necessary. They drop one round, and will be knocked down to the loser's bracket later on in their group. We are unsure who they'll play. It'll be the winner of Mouse and the BYOC team that was in the bracket. I don't remember their name. Renewal sprang wildly into a castle barricade through the break room wall.
Feels good. Well, at least they're taking some map control early. This is not a terrible start for this here, but this can actually be a tough attack despite how easy it should be to attack that particular bomb site. The ability to hold office really well and hold even fountains is a big part of how this works. If they can get some kind of good foothold on that side, I think this could fall apart for Rogue, but it's gonna be hard because again, Chaos are fighting very individually here. I mean, Redgroove, yeah, he's got in, but where's his backup?
Solo pushing once again. He's got Crips droning behind him, but not in a range where he could refrag and by any sense of the imagination. Super backed off to radio windows. That castle barricade got opened up. Really pushing the main hallway. And Eclipse and Shuttle are both backed in against that teller's hatch. Not sure if they want to go for a full drop and just bail on office entirely. They want to stand their ground. Midway through the round, they might be inclined to stand and fight. Lots of impacts being sent in, and Renewals has an idea of where the prone Mira is of Super, just laying it behind, seeing the foot momentarily. She's bouncing back and forth, finally able to down her, but unable to finish her off. Smoke canisters being launched out as an EOD detonates, holding the defenders in place. Pushing down the main hallway, but it's Slashlight winning it out. Oh no, it was Slashlight off screen. SMG-11 from Eclipse looked like it landed a headshot, but no such luck. A 4v4, Super falls, finally finished off, but the breach secretly dispatched of as well. Looking good for Rogue as Shuttle grabs one. Redgroove, though, as he can't control the SMG-11 recoil. Shuttle grabs another one, dropping through the hatch, and Snookin trades it right back out, outside the teller's windows, down to a 2v2. Slash and Easily looking to lock this thing out. Easily in the bathroom hallway, Slash coming for the flank. To leave Redgroove with top control and diffuser in hand. Snookin holding, and Redgroove is going to drop easily, so it's all up to Slash now. The 1v2 is the Valkyrie coming down the main hallway, dropping into tellers and looking to go for the plant, but the ping's coming out through the wall. The EOD holding him in place. The pings have to be coming, telling him that he's planting. The camera gets destroyed. They're both lined up on one another. Shots go through the wall and not going to land on the heads. Free fires back and forth, and the assault rifle, they're going to do a lot more damage on the wall than the MPX. Now trying to bust in, lighting up and downing off Redgroove and Slash Hug. He gets them both. Rogue going to send Chaos to the loser's bracket.
Well, unfortunate. That was such a great back and forth round too. I felt like there was a chance for Chaos to pull it off, but Slash had such a stellar round. I feel like Slash had a slow start today, but absolutely a fantastic finish for him. Shuttle as well, a great game on Border, and I think they earned it. They didn't always have an easy fight, but they absolutely played to the top of their ability on the rounds that they were really on top of it, and I think Rogue earned that win. But that means, of course, now Chaos are going to have to work their way back up, try and claw their way back up through that loser's bracket. Still have a chance. There's still some teams there that they can contend with, but that's going to be Rogue just moving forward for a chance and maybe them to win something, since they have yet to win a single LAN event.
What an amazing 1v2 there from Slash. I mean,
Yeah.
Slash, got a lot